You know that moment when a sim game grabs you and suddenly you're optimizing like it's your real job? Today I'm counting down 10 new sims that feel weirdly realistic, where small mistakes cost you, good systems save you, and one more day turns into 3 hours. Coming in at number 10, Checkout, Cashier Simulator. This is a straight-up front register routine sim. Scan items, bag them clean, keep the line moving, and don't let tiny mistakes stack into bigger delays. The realism isn't about graphics, it's about tempo. The tasks are simple on paper, but once the queue starts building, you feel that pressure to stay consistent and not lose your rhythm. It's basically a flow state loop disguised as shift work. Released January 10th, 2025. It nails that satisfying skill curve where you improve without the game screaming tutorials at you. Your hands get quicker. You start reading the next item before you finish the current one, and suddenly you're doing the smooth run thing where nothing jams up. It's also a great entry point for this list because it's focused. One job, one loop, lots of room to get sharper. What makes it fun is how it rewards clean habits, staying organized, staying calm, and keeping pace. You'll start thinking like a real cashier, not rushing, but moving efficiently. At number 9, Laundry Store Simulator. If you like sims that start cozy and slowly turn into real management, this is that game. You're running a laundry shop, but the actual challenge isn't the washing machines, it's the operation around them. Customer flow, timing, upgrades, and layout choices matter way more than you expect. One bad setup decision can turn the whole place into a bottleneck. This one came out December 2024, and it feels real because it's all about those small business decisions. Do you expand or stabilize? Do you buy the shiny upgrade or fix the boring problem first? Do you optimize the space or just add more stuff? The game constantly pushes you to think in systems, not tasks. The real-life feeling comes from juggling. You're rarely doing one thing. You're always doing 3 things in a loop, and the moment you lose control of the flow, you feel it immediately. It's a quiet grinder sim, but the progression feels earned because you can literally see your operation get cleaner and faster. At number 8, Fast Food Simulator. This is the rush hour sim, where the gameplay is simple, but the pressure comes from volume. You're prepping and assembling orders, and the game rewards the same thing real kitchens reward: efficiency, station discipline, and not getting sloppy when things speed up. It's less about cooking and more about workflow. Also released on December 2024, it's the kind of sim where you can instantly tell who's played management games before. Those players naturally organize their station, keep tasks grouped, and avoid pointless movement. Everyone else turns the kitchen into controlled chaos and wonders why they're behind. What makes it feel real is how fast the shift can flip. 1 minute you're fine, then orders stack. You're juggling multiple items, and the whole game becomes keep the line moving. If you play co-op, it gets even better because roles naturally form. Someone handles orders, someone cooks, someone assembles, and when that clicks, it feels like a real team running a clean service. And if you think the kitchen rush is intense, wait until number 7 turns the chaos into a full store, where every aisle is another problem you have to solve. Supermarket Together. This one is retail management with co-op energy, and the real-life feeling comes from one simple truth: the store is never finished. There's always something empty, something misplaced, someone waiting, or a sudden spike in demand that exposes every weak part of your setup. You're stocking shelves, handling checkout, keeping the back room from turning into a mess, and trying to maintain flow while customers keep coming like it's their job. It dropped August 2024, and it shines because it turns teamwork into gameplay. Without even planning it, players start taking roles. One person becomes the stock runner, one runs the register, one fixes layout and routing, and one floats to put out fires. When that system forms naturally, it feels like a real shift where you're surviving because the team is organized, not because the game is easy. What sim players usually love here is how quickly you start thinking in store logic. Keep essentials accessible, reduce walking distance, don't let checkout become the choke point, and never let inventory fall behind for long. It's messy, funny, and surprisingly strategic. Coming in at number 6, Supermarket Simulator. If number 7 is Co-op Retail Chaos, this is the solo version that turns you into an efficiency machine. It's a store sim where every system connects. Stock affects profit, profit affects upgrades, layout affects speed, speed affects customer flow, and all of it adds up across your day. Instead of feeling like a mini-game, it feels like running a real small business because you're constantly balancing short-term fixes with long-term improvements. You can absolutely play it casually, but the game quietly nudges you into optimization. After a while, you're not just buying products, you're planning categories, anticipating demand, and rebuilding your store so your routine wastes less time. Release-wise, it launched in early access February 2024, and then hit full release June 19, 2025. What makes it satisfying is the sense of control. Every upgrade you buy actually changes your workflow, and every layout decision shows up in your day-to-day speed. It's the kind of sim where one more day usually means one more improvement. At number 5, TCG Card Shop Simulator. This is retail management with a collector twist, and it's perfect if you like sims that feel grounded but have a hobby shop personality. You're buying inventory, pricing products, setting up the store, serving customers, and expanding, while the whole vibe stays centered on that card shop loop people recognize instantly. It released September 15th, 2024, and what makes it feel real is the decision pressure that comes with niche retail. Do you stock safe items or chase what's trending? Do you price for volume or margin? Do you build a welcoming community shop, or do you lean into pure business? It's not complicated on the surface, but it creates that very realistic feeling of running a place where demand shifts and customers have strong opinions. And of course, there's the temptation factor that makes it extra relatable, the packs. Even if you're playing like a responsible manager, the game constantly puts you near the one decision every collector understands: sell the product or open it just once. If you're enjoying this countdown, hit like and subscribe. It helps a lot, and I've got more lists coming for you. And now we're stepping away from storefronts because the next game is pure logistics, the kind of sim that makes you obsess over efficiency like it's a real job. At number 4, Parcel Simulator. This is one of those sims where the fun is in the process. You're basically running a package workflow, sorting, checking labels, routing items, expanding capacity, and gradually building a system that can handle more volume without falling apart. It feels real because it's not about flashy moments. It's about spotting a bottleneck, fixing it, and watching the whole operation run smoother because of one smart change. The game released June 20th, 2025, and it has that very specific warehouse brain appeal. You start with manual routines, then you build efficiency through upgrades and better flow. The realism comes from how the game rewards consistency. If your setup is clean, your day is clean. If your setup is messy, your day becomes constant recovery. What sim players usually love here is how quickly you start thinking like a manager. Reduce walking distance, simplify steps, keep the pipeline moving, and don't create a system you can't maintain. It's satisfying in a quiet, mechanical way, like organizing something in real life and instantly feeling the relief. Coming in at number 3, Crime Scene Cleaner. Even if the theme is darker, the core loop is classic sim comfort. You arrive in a space that's chaotic, and your job is to restore it. Clean, remove mess, use tools properly, and bring the environment back to normal. The reason it feels like real life is that it's task-based work with visible results. Every minute you play, the space looks better, and your brain gets that progress is real reward. This one dropped August 2024, and sim players tend to click with it for the same reason they click with power washing or organizing games. It's methodical. It's not about winning, it's about doing the job correctly and seeing the before and after transformation. It also scratches a different kind of sim itch, pace control. You can go slow and detailed, or you can push efficiency. Either way, the loop stays grounded because it's built on simple actions that add up. At number 2, Organized Inside. This is the calm, cozy side of real-life sim. You're sorting clutter, organizing rooms, putting things where they belong, and turning a messy space into something tidy and readable. It feels real because it taps into that exact feeling people get from cleaning in real life. You're not just moving objects, you're clearing mental noise. Released very recently in November 2025, it's built around gentle progression and small wins. No pressure to rush, no complicated systems to memorize, just a clean loop that rewards patience and order. And for sim players, that's the magic. It's satisfying without being stressful. The real-life feeling hits hardest when you realize the game isn't trying to trick you. It's just giving you a space to fix, step by step, until everything feels under control. Before we reveal our top sim game, here are some honorable mentions. Tavern Manager Simulator. for that steady, build a business, fix the bottlenecks management loop. And Farm Together 2 if you want a calm, routine sim that's all about gradual progress. Both are easy to sink hours into, and neither needs constant drama to stay addictive. Now, number 1 is the sim that scales the real-life feeling up into full operations mode. At number 1, Jurassic World Evolution 3. This is the top pick because it feels like running a real operation, just on a bigger stage. Yes, there are dinosaurs, but the real-life part isn't the fantasy animals. It's the management. You're building a system that has to function day after day, under pressure, with guests, staff, budgets, safety, layout, and constant trade-offs. The core loop is classic sim perfection. You place structures, plan pathways, manage staffing, and tune the park so it can handle crowds without choking. And what makes it feel realistic is the way everything connects. If your layout is inefficient, guests bottleneck. If guests bottleneck, satisfaction drops. If satisfaction drops, your income softens. If income softens, upgrades slow down. The game doesn't need scripted drama because your own choices create the problems. This is the kind of sim that rewards people who think like builders and operators. You start looking at the park like a living machine. Where are the pressure points? What's the fastest route from entrance to attractions? Where should amenities go so guests don't wander frustrated? How do you expand without breaking what already works? It's not about throwing down the coolest enclosure and calling it a day. It's about scaling responsibly. And when something goes wrong, it feels earned, not cheap. It's usually the result of systems you didn't fully respect, staffing that stretched too thin, a layout that looked good but flows poorly, or a park that grew faster than your infrastructure. That's why it lands as real life. It's a management sim where stability is the reward, and the best moments come when your park finally runs smooth. If this list helped you find your next one more day sim, hit like and subscribe for more management and life sim picks. And tell me in the comments which one you're downloading first. Your next video is already on your screen. Tap it now and keep the grind going.